Do you want to smoke something you may never even heard of? This flap tail is freaking mental. G'day. Today we're going to be cooking up the butcher's crack, aka chuck flap tail. First things first, make sure your knife is sharper than Donald Trump. Like any serious crack meathead, we're going to unwrap our little baggie. Looking at about an MB3 to MB4 marbling. Now mine's split into two pieces, so you could either smoke or slice them up into Denver steaks. You'll notice a big chunk of hard fat on one end. We're going to take that completely off and going to remove all this silver skin, and then we'll go and season it up from there. Now we've got that huge chunk of hard fat off, we're just going to take all this silver skin off, clean it right up. So I like to go probably about halfway, just sort of weasel my way underneath, then pop it up under the other end, and then slice it forward. Then I just come back. The old Salt Bay. Now as you can see here, that we've got a lot of wastage, but if you've got the time, you can melt that down in a pot and you can use it as tallow, and then you can spread it over whatever you want to cook with later. As you can see, it's nicely trimmed up, and now we can put your binder on so your rub can adhere to it. So you can use hot sauce, olive oil, mustard. I'm a bit of a mustard fiend, so we're going to slap on some mustard. Just that light coat of your mustard, hot sauce or olive oil, just cover all sides. Now we're using an espresso based rub because espresso goes amazingly well with the chuck flap. Probably a medium sized coating because it's not a huge piece of meat, so we don't want to drown out that beautiful beefiness. Just remember, pat, don't rub, save that for the bedroom. And if you're going to eat all sides, season all sides. The key here is trying to get an even, consistent coating over the entire piece of beef, because we don't want to have spots that are over seasoned. Now don't forget, if you have a really large piece, you can cut this across the grain and then you can have some beautiful Denver steaks. Alright, today we're going to use some of the Pit Boss lump charcoal, so it's decent size, it's about fist to half fist size. We're going to put about a third of a chimney worth in, light that up, and then we're going to fill the rest. I'm going to do the minion method.
If you want to pour your charcoal in, just be a little hole in the middle, and that's where the lit charcoal will go.
Today we're going to use cherry wood. It's a bit of a sweeter wood. It's perfect for this beef. Now you want to have the bark facing towards heat, because when that bark burns, it's a beautiful sweet smoke flavour. So like I said, we're going to have the bark facing towards the heat, and once the charcoal's lit, it's going to pour straight in the middle, it's going to burn out like a fuse, and that's going to be the smoke. Alright, so this is what you want your charcoal to look like, glowing red, and it's sort of ashed over white on the top. Alright, so we're going to pour the lit charcoal into the middle, and this will be the fuse of the minion. It's going to burn its way out. Alright, we're going to put this bullet smoker back together. Now, as you'll see here, so I've just got some foil trays on the second grate, and that's just to catch any of the drippings, and we can turn that into gravy. As you can see, ran out of the big tray, that's hence why we've got the 3 smaller ones. Top grate on. You can give it a quick spray with canola oil, etc. if you want. Now it's up to you, but you can add some water or sand into the water pan, and that's obviously just going to equalise the temperature. Alright, lid on. We're going to have all the vents open up full, top vent included. And once we get a nice clear sort of smoke coming through, which will have a nice blue tinge to it, we know we're ready to smoke. That usually takes about 10 or so minutes on a 47cm bullet like this. Then we'll add the beef. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. The smoke is about 250 Fahrenheit, 120 Celsius. Let's get this beef on. Alright, we're going to smoke these for around 3 to 4 hours until I'm happy with the bark. So you should be able to just scratch it and the rub shouldn't pull off. Then we're going to wrap them nice and tight, and we're going to let them ride for a couple of hours until they're pro-block butter. Alright, we're a couple of hours in. The colour is looking fantastic. We're going to give it a quick spritz, and then we'll come back and check it in about an hour. Alright, so it's been about another hour. It's taking on some great colour, but I just want the bark to be just a little bit crispier. Give it another 30 to 45 minutes, then we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Alright, the internal temperature is about 165 Fahrenheit. It's taken us some great colour and bark. We're now going to wrap these tightly because it's getting bloody late in the night, and then we're going to bang them back onto the smoker. Admire your handiwork. Alright, we're going to wrap these bad boys into some Costco alcohol, and just in case your gutters go down, this stuff is so thick you can replace your gutters. All right, so this is probably going to take another hour or so, but if you do have an internal probe, make sure the external part is pushing out through the alfoil. Let's bang it back into the smoker.
Now I've just thrown a heat bat into the microwave for about 3 minutes. This will go into the esky, and this is going to provide the heat source for the resting tray.
All right, so we've now put the beef on top of a hot pad inside of our little esky. Then we're going to throw the black towel on top because we don't want to stuff up the Mrs. Best towels. And then we're going to let that rest for about an hour or two, and then we're going to pull it apart. All right, you bloody mad dogs. Let's unwrap this present and get these puppies out.
You'll notice it has a grain similar to a short rib. Beautifully tender, but still has structure.
This chuck flat tail is freaking insane. Just an absolute beef nugget. You can use in so many applications. I'm gonna slap this into some tortillas. I'm gonna add some red onion, some homemade guac, some cherry tomatoes, and some chilies, and then just fry them off in the pan. Absolutely sensational. Hang on, I'm just gonna grab some more.